I'm Jeb Blount, CEO of Sales Gravy. And on this episode, we're with Jahmie Lynn from The Move. This is a wellness organization that focuses on helping professionals just like you connect their mind and their body so they can perform at a higher level.
I think we think that our body doesn't matter. And it's interesting because we think that our brain's goals and our brain's to-dos and our brain's functionality is the key point, and the work that we do from our brain is the important piece. But if we don't have a vehicle, our body, to drive us through that, we can't do it. We just can't, not in a way that feels good, at least.
So essentially what it comes down to is creating this awareness, like stopping and thinking about how you actually feel, what your body is telling you. And that could be a knee pain. It could be not wanting to get up in the morning. It could be you're in the middle of your afternoon. It's 2 o'clock and all you want to do is crawl underneath your desk and just crawl up and go to sleep. It's listening to those signs. And before bad things happen to you, just stopping and taking a moment and assessing where you are, and then taking action to get your body in the shape that it needs to be in order to support your goals and your aspirations for your sales day or for your business.
Absolutely. It's so important for sure. Our body wants to communicate with us. It naturally does. And you know that because if you're hungry, your stomach growls, and that tells you it's time to eat food, right? Or if you're tired, you yawn. And so our body has a level of communication that happens, but our brains think that our to-do lists are more important than our body's needs. And that's where, when you ignore those signals and you ignore them over and over and over again, your body, it either one stops to communicate with you and before it's too late, or it gets stuck and it gets localized and it can become a lot worse.
It's like that old saying, "I'll sleep when I'm dead." And if you don't sleep, you'll probably be dead a lot sooner.
Yeah.
Because sleep is so critical and crucial to our overall health. And I think this is super important for salespeople, especially when you think about sleep. When you get up in the morning, this job is hard. Like, you are dealing with rejection at a level that very, very few people on earth have to deal with. If you don't have the mental and physical energy in order to attack your day and deal with that rejection and remain confident, you are going to fail. Not only that, you're just going to be miserable.
It's something happened at some point where people started to say sleep is for the weak and you can sleep when you're dead. And these things that say, no, working all day, every day, that's what's important. That's what gets results. But if you don't, again, have a body to support you in doing that, it just can't happen. And sleep is not only for your body, but it's for your brain functionality. I mean, there are certain systems that have to take place during a certain amount of time that you can actually support yourself in your success way more, way longer, way stronger when you take care of your fundamental needs like sleep, eating clean, eating healthy, getting the proper breaks and rest throughout your day, having fun, moving your body, just moving every single day, moving your body. It doesn't have to be weights in the gym, but just general movement to generate more communication, more clarity, more creativity in your brain, and it will support you far longer, far stronger in what you want to do.
Well, you talk about how a strong body begets strong creativity, which is interesting because I don't think a lot of people think that way. They don't think if I'm moving my body, I become more creative. They just think I just wasted an hour in the gym. Now I got to go back and work. And I know that as an author, that's one of the things I've struggled with is that every time I write a book, I gain 20 pounds because I dive into this black hole of creativity and I don't move my body. I'm writing a book now. I've taken some of your advice and I'm trying to reshape the way that I write the book where I'm writing in shorter spurts. Like, I'm truly a person that I can sit down for 16 hours and never move. People always ask, how do you write books? I just dive into it. And I'm trying to work as best I can to lift my head up and then go move. Now, for me personally, it's been a really difficult thing to stay in the zone and work out.
Mhm.
But what I found is that it wasn't necessarily that those two things were opposing. It was just the mental hang up, maybe from my, from being a kid, that if I shift out of one task into another, that I'm going to lose my focus. But what
Mm.
I'm finding is that I'll get up from the book and I'll go move. Like I'll literally go get on the bike, go get on a treadmill, go do 20 push-ups, go do some squats, do something, but I'm moving.
Yeah.
And if I can keep my brain in that zone where I'm thinking about it, when I come back to it, I didn't necessarily move away from it, but I feel so much better because I I sit back up again. Because what happens when you're writing it lower and lower and lower,
Yeah.
you get tech neck because your brain, your
Yeah.
head's, it's made a big difference. But really truly has been almost having to relearn how to work.
I love that you're incorporating that. That just makes me so happy and that it's working for you. And you highlighted a really key point, which is the mind body connection, because you said when I'm working and I'm in the zone, I'm not just leaving that to go be physical and work out at the gym. You're using that time of movement to generate more ideas, to keep it flowing. And if you think about like actually what's happening when you work out, your blood is flowing, oxygen is circulating, the energy is moving, and that involves your brain too. So it doesn't just leave it behind, right? That's why there's mental health, there's physical health, but what I really do is the connection of the mind and body, because they do work together and they do play off of one another. And if creativity is energy, which I believe that it is, then to generate more creativity, generate more energy, and they'll feed into one another.
And if we think about it from that standpoint and we go think about what salespeople do, we think. And modern salespeople, top salespeople, and if you remember when Amy Franco was here a few weeks back, just go back and listen to that. But she talked about these crucial skills for modern sellers: business acumen, the ability to think at a different level, to be creative, to come up with solutions that are different than what everyone else is doing. Well, your mental capacity to be creative and to find those solutions and to be a consultant will always be limited by your physical capacity.
Mhm.
And I don't think a lot of people think that way. But if you have heard me talk about sales professionals and using the analogy that sales professionals are the elite athletes of the business world, well, that's exactly what I mean. You have to be physical and you have to have this mental connection. And I'm going to just throw this out on the table. I believe that the two connected together, the singularity or the point of singularity between the two is spirituality, right? So
Mm.
we think about mind, body, spirit as being this triangle of connection. It's where those two come together
Mhm.
that you get that flow, that you get that awareness of a solution, that you find
Mhm.
your happiness and your joy in that moment. And I'm sitting here and I'll admit it. I probably gave up 15 years of health in order to build wealth because
Mhm.
I didn't know how to put those two things together because we've been taught from, at least as Americans, right, from the very beginning of time, you work first, then you play,
Yeah.
and we rarely talk about those two things together.
It's funny. I think we're getting to the point where the people who said that are now getting to the age where they actually feel the impact of that. I don't think we've I don't and which is why this wellness, just the term wellness is coming up so much more now, I think, because the people who decided that work is wealth and is the hours that you put in and the sweat that you pour into your job day in and day out and all of that is important. They're now feeling the impact of that decision. And I love that you're now making that shift. And I'm curious, I mean, are you feeling a difference in what you do?
Yeah, I think the number one thing is learning how to be more efficient with your work. So
Mm.
so think about it. If you're tired and you're worn out, and this is the problem for this is it's a chicken before the egg type of thing. So
Mhm.
you have to stop, full stop,
Mhm.
go focus on your health first.
Mhm.
Then you can be more efficient. You cannot be more efficient when you are tired, when you're worn out, when you're in pain, when physically you don't feel good. primarily because you're eating crap, and crap is pretty much everything at the grocery store. So, but when you're eating like that and you're not moving enough,
Yeah.
then you start your day, and your brain says, I want to achieve these goals, but you just can't get the momentum. And by the way, when you feel bad, you're easily distracted. That's when you end up on social
Yes.
media, and then you consume negative stuff. And this is just a preview. We're going to have Anthony Iannarino, his brand new book, The Negativity Diet, or Negativity Fast. Excuse me, Anthony. He's going to be on here. We'll be talking about this, so be
Cool.
prepared for it. But when you feel bad, you're more likely to consume bad. When you
Yes.
consume bad, you're more likely to do bad things. So for me, and when I was a sales professional, I was in good shape, and I was
Mm.
very successful. I took great care of myself. I ate clean. Like, I never ate lunch out. I always took my lunch with me in a little cooler. But as I grew into a leader and into a corporate executive, and then started my own business, it's really easy to get into that cycle where you're not taking care of your body. But also think, you become a parent. Like, you come out of your
Mm-hmm.
20s, you become a parent, or you
Mm-hmm.
get out of college and now you've got money for the first time and you're partying all the time. There's
Mm-hmm.
all of these places where we find ourselves in life where we can dip into this vicious cycle.
Mm-hmm.
So what's happened to me personally is I've been on this exploration of this health span idea. So how much of my time in my life can I spend where I feel my best? Like, that's been the focus. As I've done that, what's happening is I'm getting more accomplished in my day. I'm getting much more aware when it's time to stop. Like, this is, you're getting diminishing returns. Yes, you can work until midnight, but you're not going to get nearly as much done. If you went to bed at 9, just get up a little earlier. Like this morning, I was up at 5 and I got so much done this morning before we came into this podcast. But it's that. But
Yeah.
you have to fix the body cycle before you can fix the mental cycle. And that's the one thing that I'm not sure that I was aware of. And I just got into that bad habit of, I can beat you with my brain
Yeah.
until I can't.
Hey, I'm doing a happy dance because you watched this video. Make sure that you click like and subscribe so that you never miss one of our amazing sales training videos.